Okay. Let's get into the top 10. The top 10 for me, I've got my top 6 was pretty solidified. Um, yeah, my top 6 was like pretty dang solidified for me. I mean, not even that much after when I went back and looked at some stuff earlier just before this. But and then let's get into this juicy topic. My 7th, 8th, and 9th, 10th was the two duos. Let's see what order we've even put them in here. Okay. So number 10, I've got Snakebite, Royal 2 at number 9. And then we've got Lunchbox and Roy as 7 and 8. So I didn't want to split up these duos because their successes pretty much came at the same time. Getting into it, right? So the reasoning for these was pretty much again based on these weightings, and we've got Roy and Lunch winning Halo 3, Halo Reach, H2A, all considered real Halos. The Halo 3 era getting slightly more weighting based on the game weightings, but no Halo like 5 bogus wins, or Halo 4 bogus wins. We don't count the throwbacks. We've got 2 Halo 5 wins for each of them as well. So that's what, like 14. One more for Roy. Halo Reach. That's it. Did Lunchbox sit out an event in Halo 3 or Halo Reach, Tom?
Did he sit out an event in Reach? No.
Always listed as having an extra.
No, it's probably AGL, one of the big ones.
Okay. Fake
AGL Reach.
Okay. Regardless, we're basically comparing them to Snakebite and Royal 2 here, right? So, Royal 2 and Snakebite have similar placings from when they started to team, but by the looks of this sheet, that wasn't until after Reach, after Halo 4. Neither of them really played much Halo 4 or competed. Royal 2 and Snakebite's careers really took off in H2A by this graphic, yeah? Whereas Roy and Lunch started playing and placing pretty well in Halo 2, the old heads. This is one thing I was looking at before. So Roy and Lunch competed from 2007, Halo 2, to 2019, Halo 5. Or no way, that's throwback. So 2018, Halo 5, whatever. And they didn't. Neither of them. They played together pretty much the whole time. But their worst placing was 9th, like 9th or 12th. Like probably some of the most consistent. Am I drinking tea? I'm drinking tea. Some of the most consistent players to ever play the game. That plays a key. So they got crazy longevity, more than their longevity helps them as well. They got more than Snakebite and Royal 2 longevity. Their longevity helps them. Like if you look at Snakebite, this is what I was talking about earlier. For people that are counting, longevity as a purely positive thing. Let's see if I can get just a snippet of this here. This is a lot of tournaments at the beginning. Not gonna work out. Just get this chunk here. Paste it. Alright, we'll go down here. So here we go. Look at something like Snakebite. This is a lot of tournaments with some pretty not great placing that Roy and Lunch don't have any kind of thing like this on their record, right? Here's Roy and Lunch when they started. They actually kind of started competing about the same time. I guess Halo 3 mainly for Snakebite, but this is Roy and Lunch's entire like going through the tournaments, and this is how Snakebite started off. So like longevity wise, Roy and Lunch have played longer, never placed outside of 9th is literally their lowest. Similar number of wins across similar number of Halos, similar number of like Dynasty compositions. Roy and Lunch better placings during what I consider the golden era, so that gets higher weightings as well. And just like overall better consistency. So I think Roy and Lunch, Royal 2's is, I'll have to probably look at his. His is slightly different because he didn't play when Snakebite did, but he doesn't have that longevity either. It doesn't necessarily hurt him, but his beginning was a rough start as well. Alright, so it's I think just based on that, like the level of consistency for how long Roy and Lunch and in Halo 2, Halo 3 era edges it out, but they both have a set of like dynasty squads, a lot of wins, insane players for their time. And the thing is that now Roy and Lunch are pretty much retired. I don't think either of them are competing anymore or planning on. Snakebite and Royal 2 are set up to probably win tournaments in Infinite. So this will change over time, but as it stands right now, I couldn't really, based on the weightings that I try to be objective with, I couldn't really place the Royal 2-Bite combo over the Roy Bucks. Okay. All facts. Thanks, Bo. I agree. For the most part. Tommy, still there? Alright.
But
I'm getting into the top 6 here. And now this is like... Alright, we'll just...
good luck.
Can I just do this? I'm just gonna do this, because everyone knows I'm gonna do it anyway. But we'll just do Ogre 2.
An Ogre 2 at first? Bias.
That's like just not debatable for me, right? So you go down and you look at like wins over Halos and stuff. Who's competing for Ogre 2? Like people say, I guess it's top 6. So it'd be me, Walshy, Snipedown. These are the names I've got here, right? In no order really, but I'm not revealing it yet. But it's me, Walshy, Snipedown, Lethal, Pistola, right? So we had to use these weightings to try to figure out
I had the same top
who's
6.
the first, but
I think that's an indisputable top
Tom's
6.
got dynasties in Halo
There's
1,
actually a gap there.
Halo 2, Halo 3, and Reach. That's 4 games where he was on, like, undisputably the best team over the course of those games, right? You look at someone like Lethal, right? 1 win in Reach. That's just an extra, basically. So H2A on the best team, and Halo 5 on the best team. I'm not counting throwbacks. I've logicked that out already, but Lethal is basically a 2-gamer here with a 3rd game, right? Is that what? Can other people see this too? Is this on screen?
I thought he had an H4 win. I guess his was the MCC ones? The throwbacks?
The throwbacks. Yeah.
I was using the other graphic when I did mine.
Yeah. So
Did he go to H4 events?
I think so.
I don't know why I was thinking he was like on Formal's team or something.
Halo 4, he went to 4 events. So
Okay.
the launch one, 7th, and then 3 others, 7th, 5th, 2nd. Right?
I mean, I don't really count Halo 4 anyways. I just thought that was his 4th
Lots of
title or
colors, but
whatever that
yeah,
I had
it's
listed.
visible. I mean, I can zoom in more. So, I can't really argue Lethal for the top spot. Not even close to Tom's dominance over 4 Dynasty squads in 4 games. That's basically a 4-game dominance versus a 2-game dominance, right? With 1 extra win here. Tom versus me. Again, 4 versus 2 with a 1 extra win. Tom versus Snipedown, right? Snipedown, lots of colors, right? Well,
It's a color.
I was talking to Clutch about this earlier also, but this I count this as a dominance, but it wasn't the same level of dominance is Tom's Halo 3, right? Because Straight or whatever teams he was on, he didn't even win all these on the same team, right? He won someone, I think, Triggered down. Maybe it was all on Straight.
No.
But
He won one on Instinct.
they didn't
something, right?
three-peat in the final year of the game and win the Nationals, you know, like in that thing. So this
One on TD. That's what it was.
yeah, this 4 comes stronger to me than this 4, but just barely. Like that, we'll use that kind of as a tiebreaker. Halo 4 again. Snipedog got a lot of his wins from Halo 4. We kind of just count that as extra. That we're not really counting Halo 4, but we count it as it's a thing. But we're not gonna count 5 wins from Halo 4. That weighting is much lower. H2A, dominant, 6 wins. Same as Lethal there, and then Halo 5 actually has 6 wins, which is pretty. That's more wins.
Those
than
are
I
pretty
thought.
separated for sure.
Yeah, but that's not like a dynasty wins there. And some of those were. Did you say are they like UGCs or
I actually don't know.
were they extras? Let's go have a look at that to make sure here.
I don't know. I'm not
It would be
sure. I
unfair
know
to
he got like
Snipedog.
4 on the Envy team, but they weren't ever like in a row. Really, it was kind of like sporadic wins.
Halo 5, the first one, X Games Aspen.
X Games was legit.
Okay,
Super
PAX
legit, yeah.
East, 2016.
Couldn't tell you. Look to see if Tox was there. Really is
No, Lethal was
No.
not there.
not
Oh.
legit. Yeah, that's what Kyle said.
Okay, yeah. So like some of these are with an asterisk.
I think he's got at least like 4 wins that are super legit in H5.
yeah, but they're not dynasty wins, right? So
Right.
the level of dominance.
Definitely
in
has
those
like 4
he has
on that
the-
Envy team.
He has those
3
wins,
or 4.
but the level of dominance wasn't the same as what yours were, as what Lethal's Halo 5 wins were, kind of thing. So his dominance was pretty much H2A. You can count the Halo 3 because he did win a Nationals as well. So you can count 2 games dominant in with, you know, this is like another 4 wins with like another game with wins kind of thing. Pretty similar to mine as well. If you count it that way. Why do I count against people for winning on different teams? I don't count it against. When I'm weighing a 3-peat in the final era of the game, including the national championship, is better than 4 sporadic wins over the course of the game. Like the team doesn't really matter to me. I was just curious because I didn't think he had played on Straight for 4 wins. I'm weighting it that way because at the end of the game is going to obviously have the most fierce competition for that game. I think that's most people would argue that the game is developed and been the most difficult to compete in, I guess. So yeah, Snipedowns got a lot of this 23 looked really impressive to me at first, especially with all the different games. But then I realized that 7 are counting throwback and Halo 4 wins. And then some of these ones are like weird tournaments also. So his total wins and sheer dominance in games definitely comes down a bit for me there. Who else do we have? Then we have Pistola, right? 6 wins. Is that the same as you, Kyle, in Halo 3? I thought Kyle for sure had the most Halo 3.
Kyle had the most too.
So
yeah.
Ola's got
Oh,
the
wow,
same
okay.
number, same as Kyle in H3, including this dynasty run at the end, 3-peat with the Kyle had the US chance. Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Kyle, Kyle, you had the lowest average placing, I think, too, for H3. That was what did it for me, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, consistency as well. So Ola's got that huge dynasty in Halo 3 with other Halo 3 wins. Really broke out, considered probably, you know, by most people to be the best in the game. Like that counts as tiebreaker type material as well. Halo Reach, Instinct, God Squad Dynasty as well, same as Tom's. He does have these Halo 4 wins, which I didn't know. I didn't know 4 of his wins counted as Halo 4 until I started looking into what the wins were. I saw 20 wins over multiple games. We're not going to completely discount them, but they are weighted less for me. And then this one, this is what got me and Tom, because I had Ola, I had my sights set on him for sure, but this one here, was the same one. This was the promo event, wasn't it? Even Ola said that, right?
Yeah, that was like a 4, not even real teams, just like random people invited to a invite thing, I
Yeah.
think.
So this one can't count as an extra game for me when it's like it wasn't a real one.
Strong side won that with Ola on like a promo event. That was definitely it. Fake.
Yeah. So even Ola said that as well. Which
Yeah,
really,
Ola said that
if
one.
you take the Halo 4 and the promo one out of there, he's got 4 wins in Halo 5, but again, that was like snipe downs. That's not like dynasty wins, right? That's not like sheer
No, that
dominance
was
of the
like
game.
same team as Snipe
Yes.
Down, I think.
Yeah, because Halo 5 was dominated by the Tox team.
Tox and then
Tox
Spice
and
at
then
the
Spice
end,
at
yeah.
the end. Yeah. Yeah. So they,
They weren't on
snuck
those
some
teams
wins in
yet.
there, but not dynasty wins. Fake tournament for the H2A. Halo 4 is Halo 4, but then huge stuff in Reach and Reach and Halo 3. All right. What did Kyle say?
100% fake.
And Pistola being second at Global Champ. Oh yeah, exactly. Plus also, the Halo 2 Pistola won the final like free for all time when he's like 13 or something stupid.
Did he win it? Yeah.
He beat Soviet
I
in
don't
the
know
final.
if it was the final. He won
No,
one
no,
of the
it
final.
was
One
like
of the free throws.
the final Halo 2 event. I think it was like the free for all
okay.
finals. It made a big. I
I
remember
don't
it was a
even
big
remember.
deal.
I
and he
remember.
was,
I
like,
just
this,
remember killing, hoisting him up over the
yeah,
crowd.
he's this little kid, and he just came out and just won. Like, it was insane. It was Soviet or someone else. Maybe it's Karma or something. He beat. But yeah, Pistola definitely. If you add free for all stuff as well, like his goatness is definitely up there as well.
Free for all stuff.
And that's why
is
Pistola is arguably for me.
definitely a tiebreaker,
I had him
but
at number 2 for sure. But with the caveats on like the H2A, Halo 4 wins weighted lower. Throwback not really counted for me. It's really hard to put Ola to keep him in second, but it is a possibility. So I'm just gonna lay out. I've basically gone over my reasoning of what I've looked at for each of these players and how I consider stuff here. So I'm just gonna throw it out, and then you guys can just blame me for it. Okay. Where's my dog? No bias here, guys.
oh my god.
No bias.
What?
Yeah, you're just doing the Ola thing here. Hold on.
I gotta go like.
This
run
can
to the other side of
change.
the room.
This can change. All right.
What?
We're gonna log it. We'll logic it out. Oh, this one's tough here. But if I go by the weightings, then I gotta do. Okay. Let's hear the flame. It's the only H4 thing that counts. Yeah, and that's coming from the people that played there. I've heard the same thing. You gotta count the global championship. At least it was such a big event. People were
What was
trying
the main
hard to win.
event?
It was the main event, like the.
That's why I don't wait. I don't really wait free for all 1v1 and 2v2 stuff back in the day, because that was just like, first of all, people today didn't have that, or anywhere past Halo 3, past Halo 2 really, and then
Okay,
it
so
wasn't
let's
the main event.
let's do some reasoning here for why I've placed people where they're at. I think me and Walshy, if you look at the graphic and the games competed, average placing, longevity,
Basically the same.
titles
right?
won in, we're pretty equal. I think I'm listed as a few more Halo 1 wins, but it's sheer dominance in 2 games. Perhaps the highest level of dominance in any single game. I think based on like win percentage and average placing, and then a win in an extra game. Lethal, sheer dominance in 2 games here, same thing, with a win in an extra game. Longevity, similar. What else do we have here? Then we're gonna wait. I'm waiting H2 and H3 over that, and Lethal's doesn't have any wins in those, and other than MCC throwbacks, which we don't count throwbacks. I'm not counting beach lanes on here, so Um.
You said Beachlands?
there,
Oh,
there's
dude.
competitive Halo 1 scene out there, guy. I don't know how many
Careful,
young
careful.
people.
Sean might be in the
I don't know how
chat.
many young people in this chat need to know this, but there's Halo 1 tournaments every year. All right. We count Beachlands. Yeah.
Oh no, Moses.
Moses, smell the
we gotta have a talk.
roses. All right.
I shouldn't have to be auditing this list so hard.
But based on the criteria I laid out before the list, it was hard for me to place these people ahead of Walsh and I, who sheer dominance, like highest level of dominance in respective Halos, and 3 titles, 1 in. Similar longevity. I think Pistolas is a bit longer, Snipedowns is a bit longer, but as I said at the beginning, longevity without wins. Longevity can be good and it can be bad.
He's trying to be objective, Andrew. So he set forth his criteria.
This is a try hard list? Yeah, I tried pretty hard. We got Andy in the chat, guys.
Were H2 and CE events more regular and frequent, Dan?
Were H2 and CE events more regular and frequent back then? There was one season of Halo 2 that was definitely more frequent and had more, but I think CE, at least on this graphic that I'm looking at here, the Moses Smell the Roses graphic, 2002, 3 years. 2002, 2003.
There's a 2002 event on there?
He's got a 2002 AGP1. 2003, 2004. It's basically 2 years of events. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that first AGP doesn't count because no one even went to that. Neither of the first 2 really count. Start where we were at. 50K was probably like the first real Halo 1 event. Silas can argue for something else, but I think those first ones had like 10 people. So how many did the AGP2 have and stuff? Maybe they didn't.
I don't know. There's probably still
But
like,
there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
like 30, 40
5,
teams.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Didn't have them all
13,
listed on there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 16 Halo 1 events over 2 and a bit years here.
Not everybody even went to those though.
But
some of those
some of those were, yeah, they're like, I don't know. Some of them were small. If you count the major ones, there's probably about 15 over 2 years. 15 or 14, which I think Halo 5.
Halo 5 had about 6 a year.
6 a year, so it was like 7,
Yeah.
7 or 8 versus 6. So, but that's why and Halo 2 definitely 2005 had way too many events. But that's why, I mean, you gotta look at like stuff like win percentage. Just, I'm not just looking at event wins. But you look at someone like Lethal's. I'll bring up this document. I'll just share my. I'm getting tired of. There we go. Since the list is revealed, we can do this. So here we go. A lot of Halo 2 2005 events, but you look at someone like even
So
Lethal's.
small.
Is it
You make it do it like 200% or something. Top left there, right next to view only. Like 150 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
That work. Either one.
Here's the Halo 2 events, guys. All right, literally average placing of first for me, Tom, and Walshy over 3 years of a game in what's weighted here as the golden era, one of the golden eras. And then you've got people like Lethal. His Halo 5 is similar over 3 years, 2016, 2017, 2018. But a lot more second places in there as well. So we're not counting just wins here, but win percentage and average placing are sheer dominance over that one game. I give the nod to our Halo 2 run. Arguably, having more events and still being able to win them is might be more difficult. I don't know. More events easier or more difficult? Yeah, it's debatable. Beachlands don't have weight, but some gifted do. Yeah, smiles. Look, I got my priorities straight, alright? Don't argue. Yeah, so what else is there? Then there's Lethal's secondary game here. H2A, a lot of wins. Good average place. Me and Walsh in Halo 1, very similar. And then
Walsh
Halo-
had a 17th at AGP2. I never even seen that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Didn't he win the 1v1 of that too, I think?
Yeah, he did. I think, right? I think he did. I remember when he was
H2A,
going
yeah.
for his 2P when we finally started going to the
Yeah, look,
AGP3.
look, Renzo, H2A. Tom had to talk sense into me to even count H2A, because to me that wasn't even like a real game. It's like they released a game with like 4 maps or something, and it pretty much just felt like Halo 4 with like tons of contrast.
It was in the
It
HCS
was
scene.
really
I think
weird.
anything MLG HCS has to count. You gotta count it.
Yeah, might as well count game battle. But you know, Tom swears they were real events with real numbers of teams there. All right.
It was on par.
I think
with
it's probably comparable to
H1,
Halo 1.
H5.
Yeah, I think it's probably
H5 too.
Yeah,
It was comparable to H5 for sure.
but I've got to count that.
Well, they have the numbers.
I'm already
Wait,
discounting Halo 4 from some
hey,
of
look,
these guys.
40, 88
but
teams
are
at one
waiting
of
it
them,
less.
UGC.
So I gotta.
88 teams at the UGC event in the H2A. 41, 38.
Can I
42,
justify myself
37.
over Walsh? It's difficult for sure, but I think you get down to tiebreakers of. I think where's the win? This one. On my dock. I do have some more Halo 1 wins. The rest of our stuff is basically identical. I count impact on teams. I think that I was more impactful on our team than Walsh was. That's, you know, could be biased maybe. Free for all 2v2 1v1. I think overall I had better tiebreaker stats for that as well.
Definitely.
Tiebreaker
your free-for-all 1v1s were
considered
pretty
the
close,
best of the best in their Halo.
2v2.
Similar. Like it's very close, me and Walsh, but that's why I keep us together, because our success, just like down bottom of the list with Shockwave, Gandhi, like Spirit Self Victory, like the success came together, so I keep us there. Yeah, we've got Tom and I do have the WCG win as well for Halo 2, which I don't. Yeah.
And I guess that
We
was the main event. Yeah, I guess.
we beat.
I wasn't even counting 2v2s and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, that was a big event for Halo 2. And,
I mean, that was like the global championship of its time, right?
Yeah. I mean, literally was. We went to Singapore.
Literally.
Went to Singapore.
Literally,
It was
yeah.
2v2, but we beat Walsh and Zane in the U.S. Nationals
US finals.
to go to Singapore for that. So I think I edged Dave on like side event stuff. Who had the better shit talk, you or Walsh? I don't know. Depends if you like corny Olsen shit twin jokes. Let's see here.
Oh shit.
Snipe down. I think we went over his.
He's mad. You're mad, dude.
Mad. See, players. This is where it just got so difficult, because you look at like Snipe down, Lethal. Like, I guess you don't count this. I don't know what this one was. I'm gonna assume that wasn't like a real event for him. Maybe.
That was Halo 3? This is only a Halo 3 event, is what it was.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Like, these are. It's funny because stuff like this and this are and aren't counted for my record. Like on a lot of these lists. Let me just make a case for myself here, guys. I've seen people talk about
That's true. That 25 is probably legit for Lethal. I can't confirm
me having to be
confirm it,
lower.
but it is a legit event.
I see people talking about me having to be lower because of my longevity or something. When my longevity spans from 2003 to 2012. There was a gap here, but technically I came in place 9th at the first Halo 4 event. Do we weight the Halo 4 events? I weight them as existing. Do I count placings? I don't know, but I was here
No, that
at
was
this
a
event.
pre-launch event. Doesn't count.
Yeah, but yeah, just
That was a double negative. That was a Halo 4 pre-launch.
yeah, but then at the
Yeah,
same
I got
time,
at least 2 asterisks next to
at the
it.
same time, we go into win percentages and average placing. Like, as calculated right now, my average placing was 2.06, which is the lowest of anybody,
By a
maybe
margin,
anybody on
right?
the list. Are there like one tournament people that, like Cyrax?
No.
Cyrax one and done, right?
Cyrax wanted to jump. Wait a
Cyrax
second.
Cyrax has
Wait
got a one.
second. I might put him on my list.
But
I forgot about that.
if you
Never been done
count,
before.
if you don't
Or good.
count this Incredibles tournament, sorry man train, where I've literally retired. This wasn't a real event for me. I wasn't going to.
So after
to
you announced your
I
retirement, yeah.
announced retirement there, and if you take these out of there, my average placing is literally like 1.5, which is actually like, I feel like it already looks crazy, but I don't know. And then, but then it's like, do you count like, was this a real event for Lethal? Like things like that. Like if you're getting down to the nitty gritty, does this have to count on his record?
That's a real H3 event, right?
Like I said
Yeah, that's
earlier.
the one I got second at.
Like I said earlier, like you got Snakebite. I've seen people talk about like longevity and stuff. Like this is where longevity doesn't help you, in my opinion. This doesn't. In greatest of all time conversations, when you're comparing Snakebite and Royal 2, well, I mean Royal 2 is different because, but he has some here as well. But you're counting like just greatness over time. Roy and Lunch literally never placed lower than 9th. Or higher than 9th, whatever you want to call it, throughout the whole thing here. So, I don't know. It just depends what people count. I laid out my criteria beforehand. I think like there's arguments to be made. I think this top 6, I'll be pretty surprised if this top 6 was different. Obviously cases can be made for these guys as well, but this top 10 was pretty solidified.
Andrew,
I feel
I would-
like from most of the people I talked to.
Mantrain and Chat said 2006 to 2010 were the pinnacle years. I would throw.
Yeah, I've got Halo
I didn't even
2,
weight that on mine. I didn't
HDR
weight that on mine.
Legacy.
I would put Reach. I would put Reach on that also, 2011, because most people were still invested from the peak of Halo 3 era. I think Reach was as big as like 2006.
Can I actually reason why
Definitely
Ola is
very
higher than
debatable.
Snipedown? That's a good one, Renzo, because I had a hard time. Initially, I think I had Snipedown ahead. And then I had
I think you
Ola
can make a
ahead, and
debate
then,
for
and then
any of
whatever.
those,
Like
for
it,
sure.
it can be debated because Snipedown's consistency is definitely higher. Look, Ola's career started with these 33rd, 25, 17, 17, 17, 16, 25. Snipedown is just like Roybox here. Look at this consistency across. Nothing,
freak of nature,
nothing
for
lower
sure.
than 9th across any Halo. But Ola, in my opinion, did have more real wins. A lot of Snipedowns came from Halo 4. Look at this. He's got 5 wins in Halo 4. I guess Ola's got 4, so we took that away as well. Ola's got the Global Championship tiebreaker. He's got the Halo 2 Free-for-All Championship tiebreaker. I think... Where's my tiebreakers here? Considered the best in their Halo, I feel like generally Halo 3 at least, that's probably both of their best Halos. Maybe H2A for Snipetown, I'm not sure.
Low key, Eric was considered the best in 08, I think. Ola
Yeah.
probably had 2009, 2010. So
Yeah,
that's
I
even,
feel
even
like-
that's like a split.
I know it's
splitting
really
hairs.
split. It's really hard to split hairs there, but I feel like generally people considered Ola at least at the end, which might not be fair to Snipetown. I don't know.
Well, Ola had the 3-peat at the end.
Yeah. Oh, does Ola have more national
already-
championships then, or no?
Yes. Eric only has the one. Ola's got at least the Reach one. What
The
else?
Reach one, the Halo 3 one. He's got the global H4 Global Championship one as well. Like, if you're gonna count that as being, I think you
Wait,
just
the
kind of
what?
count the H4. Or no, he got second.
Oh, he got second. He
Second,
got second.
yeah,
He
sorry.
didn't win that.
But he's at least got 2 then,
He
right?
does have an extra. He's got at least the second one, yeah.
Yeah, but then again, consistency. Snipedowns actually beats Ola's like early career type stuff. So it's
debatable.
hard. It's definitely debatable. I went with Ola, but you could go with Snipedown. Yeah, H4 Global is huge. Yeah, I mean, it's something, right? Like when you're getting down there, it's really hard to reason it out for sure. So that's the list, guys.
Wait, that's not the list. It's your list.
Oh, that's the list, guys. The top 25 greatest of all time, non-recency bias lists. Okay.
Why do you have Snipedown over Lethal?
Because
I didn't have that on my list.
Better consistency. Let's see here. We just showed Snipedown's consistency, right? I mean, Lethal's consistency is there too. More longevity that doesn't hurt him because of the consistency, right? So you got Halo 5 all the way back to
Beginning of
Halo 3. Like he's got 3 years of consistency in the golden era where Lethal didn't even play. I think that's what it came down to for me was golden era wins.
Oh, you were
Snipedown.
okay. So you were waiting because
Yeah.
I didn't weight the games differently. Okay.
So let me get up that graphic for this here. This one's probably better to look at that stuff.
That would make sense why I didn't have that. I didn't.
But
weight games
Snipedown
differently.
has Lethal basically has wins in 2 games, dominance in 1 or 2.
He's got wins in. He's got a third win in.
Yeah,
Reach.
but that's like
Third game
one extra win. I don't know. Snipedown has more than 1 win in 3, plus like, you know, Halo 5. Like I count it as existing. I don't know how if I count these as wins, but this is something here as well. You know what I mean?
Halo 4. Oh, okay.
Oh, the Halo 4. Sorry, Halo 4. But yeah, I think I weight this. This gets more weighting to me than this H2A, and H5. Like this is a lot of wins here, but to me, I guess Halo 3. If you add, it's pretty much dead even here if you look at it. Because if you add Snipedown's Halo 3 and Halo 5 wins, that's 10, 11, and they both had the same 6 here. And then it's like, is there one Reach win to 5 Halo 4 wins? Yeah, that could go either way for sure, but I'm gonna weight the Halo 3 wins. And also consistent longevity. He's played longer with nothing outside of 9th place, and if we're counting this win as of Lethal's, he's placed up to 25th.
I just think for my list, Hunter, I think weighting the games didn't. It's like a 4th or 5th tiebreaker, anyways.
Wait, every game equally? I don't.
I mean, not Halo 4.
I mean, you
right?
could do that for your list, bro.
I mean, I'm sure Hunter.
Man
agrees
said
to
every
not
game
Halo
equally,
4.
bro.
I mean, I weighted them equally outside of H4.
I just think that you can't beat like that. Halo. Let me like we were explaining this to Boo the other day, but like let me explain this to like people that weren't around during these times here. Halo 3, later half of Halo 2, Halo 3, like they were selling out. There was no dev money. First of all, there's pretty much no salary. People were paying their own way to every one of these events. Pretty much everyone except maybe like the top 2 teams. Like we had sponsorship for a little bit, you know what I mean? But most of these people were paying their own way to events, and they're capping out 256 teams at some or quite a few of these events, selling the passes out in like literally like 5 minutes. Like people, the MLG site was like crashing. People trying to buy team passes and shit. Right? There's open brackets,
It
like
was
pro
Fortnite back then.
pro spots weren't protected for a long time. Like a lot of these, like you talk about these Halo 2 wins or whatever, they're being extra tournaments and stuff. We had to play through like open bracket for pretty much all of 05, right? Like there's free for all placing still.
Yep.
All the Halo 1 was free for all placing. You'd play free for all. Every single person would play free for all to determine seeding. So how you did in the free for all, you had to actually practice or be good at free for all to get your team placed well. You'd have to play through open. Like none of this like protected stuff happened back then. People were creating events because they loved the game. Like it was literally like just so different to now. Like I would argue that like how much money like I stumbled across like the esports earnings for some of these Halo 5 people. So these guys made like over $500,000. There's like literally millions of dollars dev run money stuff going into
Crowdfunded.
Halo 5. And the teams like the open tournaments were fielding what, like 50 teams?
Says it up
Like,
top there.
That
40,
says it up
49,
top. Oh
55.
shit. That's
I don't know
real
how
nice.
accurate those are.
I didn't
but
actually know
yeah,
that was number. Oh,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
worse than I
that's-
thought. I didn't realize I could actually see that. So we've got 8, 16, 16,
Well, those
4.
are, the 8 and
4,
16s
these
are like
Paxes.
invite ones for
Yeah,
sure.
4.
That's invite only.
It's just not the same. We need a recount, Kyle. Yeah, look, I didn't even know that info was readily available, bro. I was just going off of like what I heard from people that went to them. Okay. Look at these numbers. You're over 100. 272.
200,
How do you
over
get
100?
over 256? That's crazy.
I think one of them they just had that many people trying to get
That's
in. They
just
like bumped
insane,
the
man.
bracket or something.
And
I don't
and
know.
these
I feel
people
like I
were
remember
competing
that.
for like what were we winning in 05 for first? It was like
like
10
20 grand for the
like
team.
10,000.
20 for the team is
I
like
think it
you
was
winning
10.
like 5 grand.
It wasn't 20 till it wasn't
Maybe.
20 in 05. It wasn't
in
20
05, no, it was
in
10.
06.
Yeah,
06 was like 20 grand for first. And like it dropped off steep, you know? People were losing money. Like you got people, I don't want to throw names out there, but like if anyone like actually thinks about this, they would come to the same conclusion. You got people fringe top 8 Halo 2, Halo 3 kind of players like Captain
Top
Anarchy or something.
Going to every tournament, yeah.
Going to every tournament, no real sponsors and stuff. These people probably lost so much money competing in Halo, but they did it because they love the game, right? And because they wanted to be
Yeah,
the
me, bro,
best.
Defy.
I mean, bro, yeah, Defy. How much
Low-key,
how
I
much
think if you
of
were
your
outside the
life
top two,
did
you were
did
losing
Halo
money.
take from you, man? Like I think about that shit. Like I honestly think about like all of this here. I didn't actually come out on top much from this. Like if I had finished my college degree, got a job early, I'd be like way further along than where I am now from what I made playing Halo. But that's like that's what this
It was a
level
sacrifice.
that's what this level of winning, you know? And that's why
Yeah, imagine me.
yeah, imagine me. Yeah, fuck. I know. I do imagine it, Brandon.
Oh,
And that's
shit.
why
It's an expensive hobby, but for sure.
I feel like this stuff doesn't get talked about and people don't
Hobby.
understand. Like you've got this
That's a
many people
profession.
paying their own way every time because they want to compete. And then you've got millions of dollars up for grabs and they can't break 100 teams. They got 30
More like
or less.
50
a lot. Yeah, it's hard to
on average.
the average is probably about 50. And it's just crazy to me like to think about that. That's part of the reason why I've got waiting in Halo 2, Halo 3 eras. Like this it wasn't like you got players like Formal or Shotzi now. Like is Shotzi gonna come back for Infinite? He's making so much money playing another game. Is Snipedown gonna come back? He's making tons of money playing Apex. Like there's so many other games that are taking like top
They're
talent
bigger.
away.
They're a bigger piece of the pie. That's why.
That millions of dollars can't draw
Back
that
then-
many people. And then
Back then, Halo was like the Fortnite of its
Yeah, it
time.
was like the
man. So
Fortnite,
It
so-
was it was 98% of the pie. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Everyone
As
that
far as,
wanted
like,
to be a
player
pro
base.
gamer back then, at least on console, you know, you had like some Quake and
100%. I agree with that.
Counter-Strike stuff going on PC, but it was you played Halo, and you hear all these. There's lots of streamers and stuff. Like I was in C's chat the other night, and he's talking about he used to compete. He got top 8 Gears of War at MLGs and stuff. Like those are the golden days for him still too, you know. So it's
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I waited Halo 2, Halo 3, just sheer popularity and like competition level of the game. Like people trying to compete. Like if you're drawing these numbers just for the love of the game, like that says something. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's kind of like I think I've gone into my weightings, but that's why I had these weighted as tiebreakers, type thing.
So you did still use it as tiebreakers, though. You weren't like straight up
Well, other than like not really counting Halo, like Halo 4 is there as a tiebreaker. Throwbacks I didn't really count at all. I don't count throwbacks. Halo 4 was kind of like there as like a tiebreaker. It existed. Especially the global championship type thing, you know. But other than that, it was basically decisions like looking at lethals versus mine, looking at snipe down versus lethals, where you've got where's the best graphic for this.
$1 million on the line. He's got to bring a competitive vibe of another type. Thoughts, Dan?
I think all esports has that kind of money. That's what's great. $1 million isn't enough, is what I'm saying. You got top talent, Halo talent, Sightdown never placed outside the top 9, and is he gonna come back? You know, Shotzzy, literally top 2 probably from what people say of
Hunter wants to see your list. I don't think you've had it up
of
for a while.
Halo 5, and he might not be coming back for Infinite also because there's more money somewhere else. So that's all just relative and
Halo
subjective.
Blood talent, yeah, it's a small piece of the pie right now, Moses, for sure.
Yeah. Where's my list, Hunter? This is my list here.
It's a much bigger pie nowadays, but it's a much smaller piece of that pie, so it's at least very debatable, one way or the other. We are in a completely different era. Isn't that crazy how that happens?
Capitalize what? Little OCD? The OCD? You love this list? Thanks, Renzo.
I think this is the most. Although I don't necessarily agree with. I agree with the fact that H2 and H3 were probably more competitive because they had more teams. I think. I mean, I guess you used it as a tiebreaker, though.
More so, yeah.
I just felt like you don't need to be weighting the games to make the list that much. But I don't know. Everything else, you went way more into that than I did. I think yours is very objective.
It's objective if you accept the concessions that I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not counting throwbacks at all. Some people might. Like some of them were for decent money even.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I don't count that as like winning in the era of the game. That seems weird to me. And then Halo 4 doesn't have the same weighting as the rest. Obviously these weightings as well. But
I think anyone in the top 6 could have been debatable for sure. I think that's like a whole tier.
yeah, I think this top 6 is for sure. I think these next 4 are for sure to round out the top 10. But how this order goes is debatable. I think I logicked it out pretty well for these.
I kept saying that the top 10 is locked. Do you agree?
I think top 10 is locked for sure.
What are your
I've
thoughts
seen multiple
on
lists
the blog
with these,
showing that there's an
stuff.
11th imposter in the top 10?
That's hard for me, especially I thought it might
That's
be
hard for me to grasp.
I thought it
That
might
was
be
really hard for me.
Hines, and then I looked at his Halo 5 wins or Halo
You
4
think
wins.
it's
Saiyan could be there just for sheer dominance in multiple games, I guess. But I mean, like,
Who's the imposter? That's what we want to know.
but then I talked to Wes today, and he basically told me he just picked people that he liked.
Oh yeah, Wes's feelings list. You just heard about that, huh?
And it's like,
He's an official judge, by the way.
no APG? Nah, Hunter. So APG I thought about having on there. On stuff like this, where's the main thing here? Stuff like this, like APG
And
looks...
didn't wait Halo 4, Hunter, so that kind of just destroys APG.
APG looks pretty good on here. Pretty good. I mean, you can still debate this, but...
He's just up high because he's got 8 wins, is what that's ranked by wins.
Yeah.
But then you go to those wins, I think 4 or H4?
Yeah, like the thing is, let me get the...
X, maybe it was. Is that what I'm thinking of?
APG...
Wes's list is sickening. Hey Hunter, we can agree on that.
Wes's list is sickening? Yeah, I know. I asked him what his criteria was.
He spitballed his
and
list based off of personal
it was spitballed
occurrences.
based on feelings and things that happened to him.
Personal occurrences between him and players. Absolutely atrocious. It's an abomination to the judges.
Let's see, APG, 1 reach win. Was that a real win, Tom? I don't remember if I a real win.
For what? Reach? Yeah. That's his. Reach is his only real win, in my opinion.
This H2A was a fake one, yeah? Or no? Or is that real? I
Wait.
think that's real
Was
also.
he on that
I think that's-
denial team? No. No, I think it's fake. I was thinking he was on that denial team. I think it's fake.
Let's see.
Let me
Let's
look.
see the
Hold
doc
on, I
here.
have this up.
APGs.
It's
I
back.
don't. Let's just get into here, but one of the main things for players like Ace and APG were there also, I guess, on the fringe
Oh no,
of
it's the launch invitational is the
Yeah.
H2A one. So
players
count
like APG and Ace were close for me on here, but they're one of those things. Remember, I said at the beginning, you might not have been here. Longevity, for me, can be positive or negative. If you're playing a long time without winning, I think in my opinion, it doesn't help you in a title for greatest player of all time. And like, let's see.
I think both Ace. I had both of
APG
them at the
has
tail end of my list.
64 events, spans probably 10 years at least. His average place, if you round this, his average placing is 8th place. That's like an Ace as well. They both average in 8th place, which to me doesn't really show greatest of all time. They're competitive for a long time, but greatest of all time is to me like dominance in an era, wins, Halo titles won in, that don't count H4 or throwbacks, which apparently is like some of APG's wins as well. So Ace
Most of
global
most
champ,
throwbacks, I
yep,
think.
for sure. The global champ is huge for Ace, and that's why it was tough not putting him on the list. But at the same time, Victory X with a 3-peat in my weighted highest era. Halo 3 at the end of Halo 3, 3-peat plus a national championship in the main event 4v4. Halo 4 rated under that, even if you count it as the same national championship. Victory would have 2 other wins, but in a era that I'm weighting more. So I have to be objective about that. And Victory's got lower average placing, better win
Alright.
percentage.
I'll get on board with that.
It's hard. It was hard for me to make a case for Ace or APG based on their longevity. I think hurt them over the time. Whereas like Victory he did have good longevity with good placings throughout, but also had more wins in my weighting criteria. Okay, a Phasal 2. I can't believe Halo 4 is weighted so harshly. I mean I did that because of what the general
I think
consensus
that's well. You
of people
you
I've
mentioned
talked
it
to.
also, Dan, with your list, but you said your bottom like 6 were interchangeable for sure. Definitely
Oh, yeah.
debatable.
After Frosty,
Okay, I feel like there's like 5 or 6
I kinda
others
had
that could be on that list.
this was really hard for me to even fill in 6 names, so don't take this too much, guys.
At least the bottom
There's
like
other
4.
people.
I think Cloud
Yeah, Cloud
is a cut.
and I made a case
above
for Killer N before, but
Maybe
yeah.
Killer N, yeah.
I mean, these like Shockwave got these national champions, you know, and won many events compared to a lot of people. They're high up there on like total event wins. They're just like mainly one gamers, you know, so it's hard.
So
Well,
like Killer N's on the list. Yeah, Dan actually had some pretty good reasoning. I bit.
Killer N, I literally wasn't gonna consider him. No one's putting him on there, but I've explained this before. It's like I think I had Shotzi somewhere in here, cause like he was on other lists and hearing people talk about how insane he is at Halo 5 and stuff. But Shotzi doesn't actually have any games in another Halo, whereas Killer N has a lot of second and third places in Halo 2. Had a pretty strong career even after Halo 1, but he won 7 events in a row in his best Halo 1, which I'm weighting equally to Halo 5. Arguably, you could argue he was the best player at one point. He fell off so fast. Yeah, it's true. He fell off so fast, but Shotzi hasn't really come on the scene yet. So it's like you're arguing a fall off versus like someone that hasn't.
Actually didn't fall off that
hasn't played
fast.
that
Like
much.
what
No,
does
it
that
really
mean?
did.
Like,
He really didn't fall off that fast. Let's bring up.
You mean after Halo 1, or does he mean like after Halo 2?
This is Killer N's. Like look, his average placing in Halo 1 is like basically first or second. And Halo 2, he's got second places throughout most of it up until like the last season. Up to 2006 finals. Oh, that's
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
WSVG.
whoa! Hold up. No, hold on.
What?
WSVG, go to that last second place. There is a little bit questionable for me.
Okay.
Two there. We need an audit. Sometimes you gotta audit
Okay.
though.
What about MLG Chicago 05?
WSVG Intel Summer Championship. Wait, what even was that event? No one went to that event.
Okay.
Did
Well,
we go to that event?
The point still stands that he wasn't
WSVG.
entirely a one gamer.
Wait, where the fuck was that event at? WSVG. No, we didn't go to that event. What was that?
Where's MLG Chicago 05? What was I just looking at?
It was to the right. It's 2006.
Oh,
the
so yeah,
WSVG
we
one.
went to that one as well. Yeah, we didn't go to
I don't even
WSVG
remember what that event was.
or Seattle 05.
Anyways,
But this was a real one, second place. What team was that? See what team they're on here?
why do Killer N's seconds in Halo 2 count, but
like-
not Walsh's in Halo 3?
Walsh's seconds do count in Halo 3. His longevity counts for sure. This one right here that you got, 2005 Chicago. 136 teams. Second place. And close to, like one of the golden eras. of
Shotzi's
Halo 2.
Shotzi's a world champ. Killer N's a national champ, so it was the same thing,
It's
really.
the same thing.
of
yeah.
its time, yeah.
Of its time, this was the same thing here. The New York Nationals, same thing.
Of its time.
Of
same
its time,
thing.
yeah. I mean, it was the equivalent. There was no
It-
no higher Halo
It was-
title, Halo 1 title than winning the Nationals, and he 7-peated.
It wasn't. It was not region locked. It was the best Halo players in the world. Yeah, for sure.
CPL Goat event. Yeah, the CPL. I just love those Gaylords, man. Only one region matters anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
Australia.
Moses
So yeah, I don't know. It's a hard.
They called them nationals
can
back
debate
then, but
it.
they were worlds
You can
anyways.
debate
We
it.
had European teams playing.
Like Killer N, his longevity isn't bad here. Like his worst place until he hit Halo 3. Like even if you count that, his worst placing total is
Had
17.
a bunch of like top fours.
You
in
go to
H2,
people
yeah.
that I've got in top 6. Snakebite's got 33rd, 25th, 17th, like multiple 17th, 33rd. Like he's in my top 6, bro. Like you can't fault Killer N for these placings. Were they at an event together? Holy shit! He outplaced Snakebite. 2008 Meadowlands. Killer N outplaced Snakebite.
in Halo. In
Halo
Halo 3.
And Halo 3. All right, like get off me, people. I looked at this in detail before. Okay.
Holy shit.
This list has been fine tuned. All right, we made a list and we checked it 10 times.
checked it 10 times.
That's the stream title.
This is
Alright,
probably the most
so
objective list.
How
you guys
how
will
is
see.
this a
Holy
hard?
shit.
How is
Dan
this
did-
that
Dan
hard
did
of a
some
fall
homework,
off?
bro.
How is this that
He was
hard of
supposed
a
to be
fall off?
working today. He did some homework.
Where's Kyle's games? Let's see Kyle's fall off here.
Yeah, wait on. Kyle's
Let's
fa-
put him
roasting
on
Killer for a
blast,
hard
dude.
fall off there at 17th.
Oh, he's actually right
Let's
under
look
him
at
here. Oh, Kyle, 17th, 17th. Let's see the
Damn,
fall.
dude.
Oh wait, that fall off. Oh no.
Oh shit, he fell off hard.
Oh my
Holy
God,
fuck.
no.
No. Wait, we might need to recount the list.
We need a recount.
Where did you, how
What?
high did you put
Holy
Kyle with a fall off like that?
Wait, how
Holy
can
shit.
Elamite be at 14th with that kind of fall off when Killer N's only at 21st?
Wait a second.
Stop the count!
Wait. But wait, I think the tiebreakers do play in Kyle's favor here. If you go down underneath impact, there was.
Oh
one
yeah, this
specific
one
tiebreaker.
here. Yeah, Kyle
Yep.
does win on that one.
We can look the other way on that fall off.
You got bamboozled by Neighbor again, dude. Killer N was playing with Bonfire and Luck for years, bro. Come on. There's Samurai, I think, is stuff as well. Give the guy a break. Nick was actually, for a while, at least a while in Halo 2, was still quite sick.
Killer N was nasty in Halo 2.
Yeah.
I think
He
a
was
lot
a-
of people thought
he
he,
was a
should
force.
be on better teams
Yeah,
when he was like on
absolutely.
exit. He was easily the best player on exit wounds for
Yeah,
full
he
year.
was so good in Halo. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
For a while in Halo 2. So, yeah, people not having him on their list doesn't really make sense to me. It's just recency bias, really. You gotta count. This was everyone got Halo 1 at with an Xbox. It was the game to play. like FPS shooter, you know. But then Halo, he carried success into Halo 2 as well. Not winning tournaments, I guess, but his overall
top four.
placings. Like, what's his
Most of
average
'em.
placing even? Its average placing is lower than Kyle's also.
That's lower than snake bites.
It's lower than Snake Bites, yeah, lower than Strong Side. And he played for a while, so lower than legit.
34 events.
Yeah, so people just don't know. Like, this data is out there. Thank you, Moses. Some other roses. But
It's a thank you with an asterisk because we've had to audit a lot of this.
yeah, a lot of it
Sure.
needs audited, I think. But more or less, he's put stuff together here. That
Yeah,
makes
it's got
it
most.
more
It's
interesting
got
stuff.
most of the good stuff on there.
Where's Azel? One sec, guys.
Definitely the mid-30s dads who used to play Halo nostalgia list, Dan.
All right.
Thoughts, Dan?
I'm
Thoughts,
back.
Dan?
Wait, what's going on?
Said this is definitely the mid-30s dads who used to play Halo nostalgia list.
Who said that? Ban him. No. Courtney?
I think you've explained all of your thoughts.
I think it's all been explained. So if you've just come in, you can watch
where's
the
the
VOD.
nostalgia coming in there? That would be my question.
This is what my list weightings were based off of. Anyone that's been here the whole time can probably tell you I've at least tried to be as objective as possible based on this. So if you disagree with this, that's just your opinion, you know? Like, this is anyone can have any criteria for their list for greatest of all time. This is what the things that I considered. Halo titles won in total wins, win percentage, dominance in their best Halo, like how were they the best, the greatest of all time kind of thing. And then eras I weighted Halo 2, Halo 3 era a bit higher, at least like 2006 to 2010, was it? Yeah. And the rest and H4, and I didn't count throwbacks at all. Because we don't count Beachland. Okay. Can I post my list in the Discord? I'll do it later, I guess. Yeah, and then just other little tiebreakers here, but we try to be objective with these weightings in mind.